everyone. I welcome you to Pereza Mom's chat room on Pereza channel. And today we have a very interesting topic about parenting. We are still talking about parenting. And we are going to be talking about a topic that is very, very captivating. The topic is curbing the vulnerability of our children, with special reference to the girl child. And why the girl child? Girl child because they are very fragile. Girl child because they are very sensitive. And girl child because they are girls. So we will make special reference to girl child. But I'm not alone today. As you can see, there's a very vibrant woman that is equally passionate about the protection of the girl child with me here today. And she's no other person than Kenny Fabrice. Kenny Fabrice, you're welcome.
Thank you for the privilege. I'm honored. Thank you.
Thank you. Once again, I am Blessing Adikudi, and I'm your host. So if you are ready, we are ready. Let's get going. Talking about the vulnerability of our children. They are vulnerable. But we will not just want to talk about vulnerability without considering the dictionary definition of vulnerability. So let me just do a quick recap about what vulnerability is. According to a dictionary definition, it says is the exposure to risk or possibility of being attacked or harmed physically, emotionally, or mentally. Do you agree?
Yeah, totally, absolutely.
Okay, there's another second definition that I want to bring up so that for better understanding, so that we can carry ourselves along on a very good page. It's a definition by Bonilla, Garcia, and Grant. It says it's a state of high exposure to certain risks combined with reduced ability to protect or defend oneself against those risks and cope with their negative consequences. So risk have consequences, and that is why we have to protect our children from those risks that are avoidable, because the consequences may not be palatable. Especially when the mind of the child is being traumatized,
Yes.
And
especially it has ability to impact their future negatively, and it can even stop their future from happening. Their dream. Every child is born, and as they grow, they have dream to be great, to become this or that or that. But by the time we introduce those elements that have ability to short their dream, they cut short, they are cut short, their future is cut short, their dream is cut short.
And we don't want that.
And we don't want
And
that.
as parents, we have spent so much money. We go to work every day, just to make sure that we put food on the table, we clothe them, and we send them to the best schools so that they will realize their dreams. So we have to shut the back door.
Yes.
And check out these vulnerabilities and make sure that it is brought to the barest minimal level. So let's get going.
Yeah.
Let's get going. After all that has been said, I just want to make a reference to the point that there are some risks in the society that they are traditional, they are cultural, and they have become the norm, and they are not supposed to be. So they have been handed over from one generation to another, and they have become okay. It's just like, okay, let's just go ahead, and as time goes on, we will be able to unravel all these sides to our children's vulnerability. But meanwhile, I just want to make, for the purpose of focus, we will consider the domestic issues that leads to the vulnerability or the exposure of our children, domestic issues or parental issues. We will also look at economical issues, and we look at societal issues. Parents have to go to work, mothers have to go to work to meet ends meet, but sometimes everything has to be done with moderation and with wisdom.
Yes.
So let's look at this aspect as we proceed. So let's talk about domestic or family issues. This one is very, what do you think about that? Domestic and family issues affecting or exposing our children to certain risks.
Okay, so for me, I used to say this: when you have a family, as a family, the man and the woman, husband and wife now, you should have your goal as a family. You should set objective and goals. And then there's also this, my mentor used to tell us, you should have people you allow into your family. So we call a family a nation. So when you allow people that are not part of that nuclear family to come in, they are coming into your nation. What are their goals? What is their objective? What is their value? So value or grace, that what are they bringing in? So values, family values has to play. So when you bring in people that your values are not aligned, or you bring in, for example now, a male cousin come into your house and you have a daughter in the house. If the value of that male cousin is not in alignment with your family value, that cousin will defy your child, and you are exposing your child, making that girl child vulnerable.
Okay.
Do you understand? So, as a family, you must guard. It is your responsibility as the parents to make sure your daughter, especially, our focus is on daughter today. So, it's your responsibility to guide your daughter to ensure they are not exposed to such influence.
In the culture that we are in, makes provision for members of the family to come in.
I agree.
So when the member of the family is coming to join in a nuclear family, the person must be well informed.
Exactly.
Must know what obtains in this family. So you don't just come with ideas that does not align with the values of this people.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So values are very important when you are raising up your girl child or even your boy child. But like we said today, we are focusing on them. In the family, your values are very important.
Okay. Let's continue. Issues leading to the exposure of vulnerability of our children, with particular reference to the girl child and how to curb them. Okay, let's consider this issue where the girl child is being emotionally under pressure. For instance, in a home where there is high conflict, where there is always quarrel and fights. I had an encounter with a 13-year-old some years back. We were in this school, and at the end of the day, she said she wanted to ask me a question, and she was saying that in the home, she said she has started abusing her 6-year-old younger brother. I wanted to know why. So she said she's the one that takes care of him in the morning, bathes him in the evening and all that. So she was like this little mom in the house. Okay? And I wanted to know why it happened like that. She said to me that the mom will go out very early in the morning and will not return until late in the evening. Anyway, to cut the long story short, when she told me what she had been going through, I said, why don't you tell your mom about it? She said she cannot tell her mom about it, that she's scared. Why? He said if she tells her mom, she's not sure whether her dad will not hear about it, and they will not begin to fight because of her. She does not want the parents to fight because of her own issue. So she's bottling up all those things that she was going through and that she was struggling with, and she's bottling them up. She said because they're always fighting, and I don't want to be the reason why they will have another fight. The best thing I could do that day was to hand over the girl to the and her issues to the school authorities that she has opened up. Let's take it up from there. So there are times that these children they have emotional issues and they cannot speak up because there is conflict in the family. The parents are always fighting. Okay, look at the emotional aspects.
How it has affected that child.
Yes, so she's withdrawn.
Yes.
She's bottling up. She cannot trust that if I say this again, there will not be another fight in the house.
So you see, what can the child do when parents are fighting in front of their children? So like now we are addressing everybody, parents. Please, parents, you don't have any reason to fight. Especially arguments will come because we live together. We are humans. Sometimes there is conflict, but then we have to create management, how to manage our conflicts. Yes. So you shouldn't be fighting in front of your children.
Yeah, it's not advisable.
See how that young girl, how how our emotions has been modeled up because parents are fighting. In fact, I also have an experience. There is this boy, I was asking that, have you seen husband and wife fighting before? My children was there too, and the boy said, my children were there, sorry, and the boy said, that's what I see every day. Husband and the wife, they fight, they beat themselves. But even if you are that kind of environment, so now environments where we nurture our children is very important, So the kind of environment, you must be deliberate to create an environment that will make our children to grow up
and reach their potential.
Yes, emotionally,
Yes.
physically, and reach. Nothing should stop their dream. Not even us as parents, we should be careful.
We should be very careful. We should be very careful. So we go ahead now. Just still talking about family and domestic issues. Another one is when both parties, I mean husband and wife, they have wrong perception about marriage. When we don't have the understanding of what marriage is, it's been said that when abuse and when purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. Another issue is that this child will now go about with the fact that it is normal to fight in the house because the mother and the father, they are the teachers.
And if you are not careful, the same thing will happen generation after generation.
So we need to be careful.
Yes.
We need to be careful.
Because there is this thing we say, we are the first teacher to our parents and to our children, sorry. So whatever they see us do, they learn. And they learn faster than and this girl stop doing this. They learn faster from what we are doing.
What we do,
yes,
from instructions.
Yes.
So what we do, what we model to them is what they easily grasp. It is not as it's stronger than what we teach. What we do to the children is stronger than what we teach. Another thing that I want to bring up is that a child that grows up in that kind of environment can eventually become vengeful. Okay, my mom is always beating my dad is always, hitting my mom. So when I grow up, I will do
I remember this play long time ago. They were in primary school, these children, primary 3, I guess. And the teacher was like, you are going to be the father, she's going to be the mother. And immediately the young lady grabbed the young boy. I will beat you today. Say your head is not correct. They only said we have not even
those scripts are already playing as a script in your heart.
In the heart of that young girl, mother and father is about locking themselves and fighting.
He will kill me today.
He will kill me today. So we have to be careful.
God will give us guidance. Another thing that could come up is anxiety and depression.
Yes.
When the environment is not conducive, what do you expect? The child will just be confused. Say, what kind of, I'm going back to that house where daddy and mommy, they're always quarreling. So please, let's protect our children, particularly the girls, from all these domestic issues. The lack of concentration. A child that before she left home, both parents were fighting.
Cannot concentrate in school. Incidentally, I have an hands-on experience on that. There is this family member of mine. The parents, she was going to school and the parents had told her that before you come back, she's in boarding house, and before you come back, they will have been separated. And to get that time in school, she did not do well at all, because in her mind, she's not going back to a home where she will see her father and her mother. So it has a way of disrupting the concentration of a child when they see, fighting all the time. Because the environment is not conducive for them. So the concentration level in school, or even in every area of life, is very low.
So we just want to appeal to us as mothers that we should please, we know that we have different temperaments. We should please make sure that we manage this. Yes, so we don't have to raise children that will be dysfunctional emotionally in future. Talking about being a bad example, even these children too. There's every likelihood that they will be like the one that you said that said, okay, let us come and play mommy and daddy, and she went and
she
she could be a bad example to even other children. that are within our space.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. So, still under these parental issues, how about unresolved parental conflict? You know, I just want to say here that when it's not as if parents, as husband and wife, we don't have issues, but when the issue lingers for such a long time, for years, can you imagine? Do you know it happens?
Yeah. And
It will affect the children. They can have low self-esteem. You know, the parents will not be able to pay attention to them. They will, rather than pay attention to the children, they will be focusing on the next fight that they are going to have.
incidentally, the kind of generation we have now, the kind of children that we have now, they are very smart and sensitive. Computer age, jet age, you know. So the way they see things is even different from the way we see. Two parents are even training up the child self. They are still praying to God. Now you are now fighting. What do you expect to have? So we have to be careful.
God will continue to guide us as parents to do the right thing. And we don't want our children to drop out of school. There are so many issues where such things make children just drop out of school because maybe the father and the mother they get separated, and it leads to financial crisis on the part of the mother, who is not even prepared for it. So the children will go, okay, out of two, you two, let you stay at home, let you continue with the education. So please, let's pay attention to how we handle parental issues so it does not feedback, on our children. We will be back after this break. Thank you for coming on board. This is Kemi Family.
Thank you.
It's a good having you.
Thank you.
My life is brilliant. My love is pure. I saw an angel, of that I'm sure. She smiled at me on the subway. She was with another man, but I won't lose no sleep on that, 'cause I've got a plan. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. It's true. I saw your face in a crowded place.
Hello, welcome to Parental. We're still talking about parental principles, the parental issues that we need to deal with so that we can help our children to grow and fulfill their potentials and realize their dreams. Normally, we will make special reference to the girl child. Why? Because they are fragile, they are important. All children are important, but we are just making special reference to our girls. So you are welcome. Earlier we talked about curbing the vulnerability of children, and we are still going to go further length, and we will talk about specifically. We will just go to the point, the salient point that mothers need to pay attention to in order to minimize the risks that our children are exposed to. We already established the fact that there is no child that is not exposed to risks, and we make reference to the girls. They are exposed to risk maybe through their guidance, through the teachers, through neighbors and all that, family members. But we need to pay close attention to certain things. So we will just write them. And again, I am not alone. Today again, I have with me Mrs. Kemi Fabulous, who is very passionate about our girls. You are welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for the privilege again.
Yes, so let's just hit the ground running. All children are exposed to risks, but we want to talk about minimizing, bringing the risk down. So I want to say that the place of prayer should not be neglected. It doesn't matter what your religion is, but I'm a Christian.
I'm also a Christian.
So we just have to pray. In addition to that, after having prayed, don't just pray. watch.
Watch and pray. You know, I sorry to cut you, ma.
Okay.
I used to tell people, my mom, when I was young, I used to say my mom has eyes all over her head. Everywhere you go, I tell her you just
Pick.
you know, because I salute her courage. She was intentional about her parenting. Yes, ma'am.
We should be intentional
Yeah.
about our parents. We should be deliberate. We shouldn't just leave everything and anything to chance. You know, sometimes parents need, we live in denial. Okay, let me just make mention of this third point. After watching, don't just pray, don't just watch. After watching, listen. Listen to certain things, listen to moves, you know, listen to the body language of your child.
Yes.
It can give you signal.
Yes.
It can help
Unsaid
things.
Yes.
Yes. The thing that the child is not doing before she suddenly starts doing it, you just have to listen. Okay. I was going to say something about a particular parent that I met some times ago. Just say something about praying, watching, and listening. Sometimes parents live in denial. They say, "Oh, my child was not, she cannot." I was talking to this woman, and I was inviting her for a program for teenagers and teenage girls. So I went to her, approached her, I told her, "Okay, madam, it's up." And she said, our daughters cannot attend such a program. What is wrong with such a program? She said, because they are talking about sex. Okay, I said, it's not that they are talking about sex. We are educating
awareness.
Yes, we are creating awareness. We are just educating the children about certain things. He said, no, my children don't know anything about sex and all that. Okay, I said, how old? The first girl is 13 and the second one is, I think, 11. At that point in time, I left everything that I was doing. I sat with the woman and she became my focus. I had to tell her that, please don't live in denial.
Exactly.
Don't think that the girls, they don't. And then, don't even think that she does not have, the 13-year-old does not have a boyfriend.
Exactly.
So I said, if you will not tell your children sexuality education, who will?
And that means you've left the girls up to their 13. I mean, okay, at least one is 13. And she's not even educated about sex. So somebody, and there is no vacuum in nature. So that means somebody is educating her.
Definitely.
So that means maybe her friends, boy or girl.
Yes. Social media is there to help educate.
So many posts, field posts, everything in our world today, they are there.
Friends are there. Peer pressure is there to help educate. And when they continue to hear information from their friends that are misguided already, they end up with misguided information.
And you will think, you will still be living in denial that they don't know. And they know more than you do, parents.
They do, obviously. It is certainly certain that they know. So
what do you know about phone as parents? Well, I'm sorry, but then, well, if you give 5-year-old phone now, the kind of things you will do with the phone,
areas that she will enter into, that she will just slide and swipe into,
you'll be amazed. Yes. So we can, as parents, I don't think we should live in denial that they don't talk about sex. Keep it. We have to talk about it. We have to enlighten them. We have to make them know so that they will be guided
early. They will be guided early enough.
Yes.
And another thing that is very important is that, you know, when our children begin to attain the age where they have Android phone and all that, we should make sure that we should be on Facebook. If your child is on Facebook, like I do tell you, you should be on Facebook.
Yes, no, exactly.
Yes, meet her there.
If I let them meet you,
friends.
Yeah.
That is where they have their.
They don't even do Facebook again. The Facebook is for maybe our generation.
Yes.
So they
Snapchat, you know,
all those things. Instagram, they are also there. Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter for some, some of them, and a lot of. So you need to find out and be there with them.
Enter their lives.
Yes.
Those areas of the social media that they have entered, let's be deliberate and intentional enough to
Yes.
enter their lives
And guide them.
and guide them. Then another
And then there's sorry to cut you. There's another thing. When we see something, we should not attack them.
yes.
We should not shut them.
Otherwise, they will just shut and say,
Just
mommy
advice.
will speak,
My
mommy will flare up.
All this, I can't tell my daddy, I can't tell my mom. I think it should stop. Our children should be free with us. And they should be free to tell us anything and everything.
Now, I was speaking with a lady some time ago, and she told me she has grown-up girls. She said to me that she told her daughter that, but if by mistake, this is a Christian woman, she said, if by mistake you get pregnant, she said, I have told you how not to get pregnant, abstinence and all that. I said, but if by any chance you get pregnant, let it be that I'm the first person that you will tell. I said, you did? He said, yes. I said, so that she will not go and further destroy herself. She said that her daughter was now having a conversation with another friend, and they were just talking, and she said, if I, God forbid, if I just get pregnant now, I will tell my mom about it. And the friend that was sitting next to her said, me, tell my mom for where she will not kill me. So what will you do? I'll find solution to it before. I will not even tell my mom. No, my mom will not. So the difference between girl A and girl B is that there's a bond of friendship between the girl B.
There is communication link. You know, somebody just told me about a family in Ireland, and they said this woman would say, I will beat you very well in Yoruba language. So literal meaning is I will beat you and kill you. So that's why the children go to school, 3 of them, and they're like, my mommy said she will kill us. And before you know it, the school authority had, and as we speak, they've collected the children from her, 3 of them.
That's serious.
And yes, because we kill them, and you tell that to a child every day that man nepa, and then they just eat it, and then they are like, hey, my mommy can kill.
Oh, that's an extreme case.
Yes, so I think we should be strict. We should know. I think we will get there. Well, that there's a place of going for training how to parenting skill. Is a skill, especially the skill they use for us. We now work for this generation, so we should learn the skill. There is our limit. There is how to do it. There is when to be friend, when to take your stand as a parent, as a mother, as a parent, So we should just know how to do things.
We should know how to balance the parenting skills. I was going to talk about that going for knowledge. There are schools of parenting all around, so we can sharpen our skills. She has already said it that it's not. We are not saying that the method of our parents are totally obsolete.
No.
We can pick the good ones from their methods. And we have to upgrade. We must upgrade.
Especially for parents that are so hard, I will beat you. And all the child hears, I will manage, I will beat you. We are telling the child, don't come close. I am fire, I feel fire. And then the child will find solitude outside, find comfort with friends.
Friends that are not that they don't even know what they are doing. So altogether, a balance is what we are looking at. We are not saying that children should not be trained and controlled and guided. If the Bible says train up a child the way that he or she should go, and when he's grown, he will not depart from it. So we equally need some measure of balance. So go for training. There are so many trainings that you can get through the social media. Parenting skills. It's not the same method that you use for child A that will work for child A, because they don't have the same temperament. They don't have the same makeup. They don't have the same, They don't
even have the same destiny. God has made everybody unique. So child A destiny is different from child B. So the method for this one is not the same for this one.
Yes.
So we have to learn child language. I have 2 of them. one light touch, in fact, we hug every moment. Grown up, there is another one that's love. He also know everybody likes a little touch, but then he doesn't like his own to be outside. So we do it inside.
That's understanding.
Before we get to school, especially when he was in secondary school, then we hug before he leaves the house.
He doesn't want to
go outside.
He's a big boy.
But the other one, also a big boy now, but he doesn't mind this anyway.
Okay.
So we must learn that. We must learn to parent with wisdom, with understanding for each child.
Because no two children are the same.
Yes.
Born of the same parents. Even twins, they can be born the same day, but they are just not the same.
Yes.
And we should, as parents, okay, there could be conflicts in the house, in the home, but we should learn to resolve conflicts quickly.
As fast as possible.
Yes. And we should not involve our children in our conflicts. Sometimes people, they want to take side with mommy or with daddy.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, it's not healthy.
It's not.
And when they grow up, they may want to copy what they have seen that is not productive.
Yes.
So we should try as much as possible to make sure that conflicts are not,
They don't stay overnight.
They
Like
don't
I try to settle conflict like before the sun
as
sets.
fast as possible.
Yes.
Sometimes conflicts stay overnight. But we should
So you said try. Let's just work at it.
and we should not involve them. It is important we don't involve them.
And there is another thing is when one spouse is, discipline the child, the other one should not be there and say, don't do it, don't beat her or don't beat him.
Yes.
We must not take sides.
The voice we should correct our children with one
voice.
One voice.
The spouse cannot get into the room and say, boy, guy, you know rich like that now.
Yes.
But then in front of the child, the child must see us as one.
Exactly.
Yes.
So they will not say, maybe when mommy says no, daddy will say yes.
Yes.
And when daddy says yes, we are already causing confusion.
And children, there is this child, that time she was 4, going to 5. When her dad is correcting her, mom is supporting her. At that age, she knew.
Can you imagine?
I'm telling you.
Of course you will know now.
I was shocked.
When daddy says yes, mommy says
So she will quickly go to that side.
Mhm.
So when it's the other way, she will go to the.
So at the end of the day, it's such an environment that both parents may even lose the child.
Yes.
Because mommy cannot say yes and daddy say no, daddy say yes, and there's confusion, parenting confusion.
Yes.
And for moms, for every mom, please get financially empowered. It is very, very important. It balances your self-esteem. It's not every time that you are depending on daddy for support. I know there are homes where there is an agreement that the father says I'm not to provide, but even at that, I think every woman has a destiny to fulfill. That destiny must be fulfilled. Whether you are married or you are not married, whether you have children or you don't have children, you have a destiny under God. You have a purpose. There's a purpose for which you are here, and you must fulfill that purpose. So get financial empowerment. So that when maybe you have a capital venture as a family, you'll be able to support your husband. So the husband will focus on that capital intensive project.
Yes. However, we are not saying okay by force. When your husband say the two of us cannot go to work and leave this children, maybe one of us should stay back. While you are staying back, mommies, you can do so many things. I have my counselor when I was about to marry. That was her case. Her husband, she had to stay at home. From there, she started baking cake. Now she has a big name in the industry. So you cannot just sit at home and be watching African Magic. When your children see that is African Magic. But then when your children see that what you do, you are in front of the TV or on your phone all through, you are not training them, but they are not learning skills.
You are not a good role model. And that's the last point, that we should be good role models for our children, for our daughters. It is what they see that they would. It is what we do that they will copy, not necessarily what we tell them to do. And also, I want to round up by saying that there are different teaching methods that we can adopt as the children are growing up. When they are the tender age, you can begin to teach and begin to do out instructions as they are growing. They are reasoning.
Yeah.
You should allow them to contribute, sit them down and say, okay, what do you think about this? Exactly. Then you reason together.
In my house, in my family, we have what we call family meeting.
Yes, it's
so
important.
We call meetings at interval, and then we sit down. Everybody's allowed to talk. Essentially one night, my son said, "Mom, me, I have something to say." He said, that if it's me, I will say, go and bring this, go and bring that, and I will not say thank you. Since that time, I'm so, I must say thank you. So I made sure he can hear. Daniel, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
So we must.
Because we need to teach them to say thank you.
Exactly.
So once they are older, say thank you.
We can take it for granted. Go and get me water and you just collect it. You can pay your school fees.
And I'm your mom. So when I ask you to do, you have to.
You have to do it. So allow them to. We should create an environment where they can talk. They can express.
You can never say you even learn from them.
Yes.
When we allow them to talk like that, nobody is an island of wisdom. So we could learn from them.
Exactly.
And like we said, that the first point is pray, watch, listen.
Yes.
Don't just pray and watch to listen. Follow them up, enter their lives. Become their friends, partner with them, get empowered. And at the end of the day, it will be better for us. As you lay your bed, so will you lie on it. So if you don't pack sand, you don't pack rocks into your pillow. Because these children, they are the future. They are the future that God has given unto us. It gives the children to us today as seed for tomorrow. So we don't pack sand into our future. I would not say we want to lay on it. So we should be deliberate, we should be intentional, and we should be watchful, prayerful, and we should listen. Amen. Thank you for coming again. When next we call you, you'll be available.
Oh, sure. Thank you.
This is where we end it for today. See you some other time.
Bye.
Bye.
My life is brilliant. My love is pure. I saw an angel. Of that I'm sure. She smiled at me on the subway. She was with another man. But I won't lose no sleep on that, 'cause I've got a plan. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful.